Brother lads, welcome back to the Cossy podcast. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is the latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. Arsenal expect Ricardo Calafiori to be part of the USA tour, and that means that this deal must get done within the next 3 to 4 days if Arsenal are going to travel to the US with Ricardo Calafiori. This according to the Telegraph. The Arsenal are very confident he's going to be part of the tour, and a new goalkeeper as well is going to be part of the tour. That also means that within the next 2 or 3 days, Arsenal will have signed either Dan Bentley or another goalkeeper, and then Ricardo Calafiori. Team News and Ticks has come out and said that Arsenal have held talks with Pedro Neto. In case we don't get Nico Williams, Pedro Neto is in line to be the player that Arsenal want to sign next. We'll also talk about Nico Williams as well in this video, and the Mikel Merino situation. How are you guys doing? It's a slow market. Premium listeners from Arsenal, Edu, and Mikel Arteta. But what can we do? We can just run on with the rumors. So let's get into it. Let's start off with that big story from the Telegraph this morning. The Times, not the Telegraph, the Times this morning that are actually reporting that Arsenal expect Ricardo Calafiori to be part of the USA tour. Gary Jacobs has given us a wonderful update on this one, and he said the player is now out of his holiday, and therefore the transfer is expected to ramp up very, very quickly. So the holiday is over. Now, Bologna don't want him to be part of their preseason, but they have already threatened that if Arsenal don't actually give them the deal they want, the terms and conditions they want, the player is going to be part of their preseason. And I don't think the player is going to be part of their preseason. I think the player is going to be part of our preseason. Now, for Arsenal, we're very confident. The club is very confident. The player is going to be part of our preseason starting on the 25th of this month. Today is the 19th. So around 6 days to go before we can either know whether Ricardo Calafiori is going to be part of our preseason or not. But for me, the Times coming out to report this. Gary Jacobs saying that now the player is back from his holiday. Everything is going to move quickly. I think this is a done and dusted deal, because when you think about the difference between these two clubs, it is actually not that huge. Yes, it's been reported that Basel, could have been an influential factor in us getting the deal quickly, but that doesn't really matter. If you think about what Arsenal are offering and what Bologna are offering, and the difference between those two clubs in terms of structure, I don't think it's a big deal. Actually, Fabrizio has reported that Arsenal and Bologna were both happy to include Jakub Kiwior in the deal for Calafiori. However, Kiwior rejected the move. He said that he doesn't want to be part of it. Doesn't want to be, he doesn't want to go to Bologna. So I think there is a general consensus about how much this guy is going to cost Arsenal. The lack of consensus is how much are we paying in terms of the structure? What is going to be the structure of payments? And for me, this is something that Arsenal and Bologna have to agree on. It's either going to take a compromise from Arsenal's side or a compromise from Bologna's side. It's as simple as that. And I don't think that we're going to have another 48 or 72 hours haggling over a few millions of how much is going to be paid upfront, how much is going to be paid, in which installments. It's purely childish, in my opinion. So for me, I'm going to say, guys, I think this is pretty much done and dusted. And with Calafiori now back, we expect this deal to get sealed up. The same thing with the Times are reporting. The Arsenal expect to have a new goalkeeper as part of their preseason tour. Calafiori will be part of the preseason tour, and also a new goalkeeper is going to be part of our preseason tour. So that shows you that there is a lot of groundwork done. There's a lot of points that have been agreed upon. It's just a few 1 or 2 or 3 points that need to be, ironed out. And I think we need to get over this. We cannot spend a whole summer on Calafiori and a third choice goalkeeper at Wolves. We can't do that. I thought we were past this stage a long time ago. But anyway, it's a positive update from Gary Jacobs. The player coming back from holiday is going to speed up things. The transfer is expected to ramp up a little bit. And now, that means that as Mikel goes into preseason, he's only going to have 2 signings. He expected to have 3 or 4. He's only going to have 2. And the way we've done business is this. Whenever Arsenal start preseason, our transfers get done quickly. You remember the Julian Timber one? That got done very, very quickly. So I expect at least other transfers to also move quickly after we start our preseason. It's a little bit embarrassing what we've done in the market this window. It's really, really embarrassing. But Jakub Kiwior, part of that deal, the player said no. I don't want to be part of it. And I also agree with them. I don't think he has to be part of a deal that sees him go to Bologna. He's come from Spezia, gone to Arsenal. He prefers a move to AC Milan or to Juventus. I think that would be much better. Now, Team News Antics this morning has reported that Arsenal look at Declan Rice and they prefer him as a number 8 because he feels good in both positions as 6 and 8 at the same time. Arsenal would prefer to sign a number 6 this summer, but the market has been harder. And so if they have to do an 8, they will sign an 8 this summer. This is purely ridiculous in my opinion. Very, very ridiculous, by the way. How can Arsenal justify that they have really found it very difficult to sign a number 6 this summer, yet every single team almost on the planet is signing a number 6? Man United are getting Ugarte, Villa are getting Onana, Villa have sold themselves a 6 in Douglas Luiz, and João Neves has also been available and it could be going to PSG. How in the world can Arsenal justify that the number 6 market has been difficult? How can we justify that? Because if you don't want to pay 50 million for Onana, Douglas Luiz has gone for less than 50 million to Juve. 28 million euros around there, plus a few add-ons and a few players in the deal. That could be like around 48 million euros. I don't think our market has been difficult. I don't think the market has been difficult for Arsenal in any position. Right back, left back, centre back, goalkeeping. We have just been absolutely shite. We've been absolutely lazy, and we've got to stomach it. We have not been at the level at the level we were on last summer and the summer before that. I think Arsenal have massively dropped off in terms of urgency, agility, seriousness, and maybe being sharp in this market. Because if João Neves there goes to PSG for around 59 million, there is no excuse there. Onana has gone to Aston Villa, 50 million. There is no excuse there. And Douglas Luiz has also gone. There is no excuse there, right? So if Mikel wants to sign a number 8, it's okay, well and good. Let him sign a number 8, but let him not sign a number 8 by saying we wanted a 6, but we couldn't get one. Kimmich is there, is available, and all the other players have been available, right? And Moussa Fofana, and also Yusuf Fofana has been available. So I think it's a market where we have shown premium laziness. It's a market where we have shown that we didn't actually prepare well enough. We didn't prepare good enough because last summer, in terms of a defensive midfielder, how many players were we linked with? One, it was Declan Rice, and we got Declan Rice. This summer, we have been linked with Fofana. We have held talks with Fofana. We have held talks with Onana. We have held talks with João Neves. We have held talks with almost each and everyone and ended up signing none. So it's not been a difficult market. It's been a bad transfer strategy that Arsenal have tried to employ. Now, we are going to end up getting a 6 in Mikel Merino. If we can get Mikel Merino, going to talk about him. If we're going to get Mikel Merino, we get an 8, right? And then next season, we suffer a mind-blowing injury to Jorginho's kneecaps and Thomas Partey's kneecaps, and all of a sudden, we are back to square one where the team doesn't have a number 6. Well done, Edu. Well done, Mikel Arteta. You had the chance to sign Fofana, you didn't. You had a chance to sign Onana, you didn't. You had a chance to sign João Neves, you didn't. You had a chance to sign Kimmich, you didn't. Well done. Absolutely well done. I don't disagree with Declan Rice playing as an 8. I think his attacking game is average, but it's okay. We can play him there. I think his defensive game is world class, and that's why I'm like, if you play him as an 8, you have 2 players, a 6 and an 8 that can win the ball back very well, so that's okay. But I don't want us to say we didn't sign a 6 because the market was hard. We didn't sign a 6 because we were not prepared well enough to sign a number 6. Now, reports coming out of Spain are also saying that Mikel Merino is not on the verge, or is not more likely to join Arsenal. He's actually more likely to join Atletico Madrid. Madrid have positioned themselves, ATM, as the best option to the player, and they want him more, and they're trying to work on the deal more, and they're actually advanced on the deal than Arsenal. So the question I'm asking myself is, if Merino is our priority, and that's okay, and Nico Williams has been our priority as well, how come that we are leading none of these teams on these deals, right? Team News today has said Arsenal tried to sign Nico Williams before the Euros, and they did a lot of work before the Euros. How come that this summer, suddenly, this summer, every player we want signs for another club? Every player we want, we are not priorities. How come? I think that, in terms of doing or understanding where players are in terms of wanting to play for us, that should have been what we would have done January, February, March, April, May. By the time you get to June, by the time you get to July, we want Nico Williams, but he doesn't want to sign for us. You move on. We want Mikel Merino, but Atletico Madrid in proposition. You look at another target. Are we really going to use the excuse of, well, Arsenal wanted Merino, but let's see, Atletico Madrid took him. They were advanced. We wanted Nico Williams, but Barcelona were advanced. They took him. What happened to Arsenal going for players where we really have a chance? Because on Nico Williams, we really don't have a chance. I'm sorry, we don't have a chance. But what happened to us going for players we have a chance in? How come that this summer is a summer where everything seems so wrong? Very, very wrong. So if Atletico Madrid are going to take Mikel Merino, they're going to take him because they've actually convinced the player more, and they've convinced Real Sociedad more that they're willing to meet the asking price of the player. Honestly, ever since we came out of the Euros, we have not done important groundwork on Mikel Merino like Atletico Madrid. Why? I don't know. We have 5 days to preseason, and we have not done important work on the Mikel Merino deal. We have not done important work on the goalkeeping deal, and we have not even officially signed Ricardo Calafiori. If that is not prime laziness, I don't know what that is. I really, really don't understand. So yesterday, Kainak said that the Nico Williams deal is very, very far away, and Arsenal should move on, and I kind of agree. And today, Team News has and Tix has said Arsenal still want to position themselves as the club that gets Nico Williams. Why are we positioning ourselves as the club that wants to get Nico Williams if Barcelona don't get him? Why? Why are we waiting for Barcelona to fail and then we pounce? Why are we taking a risk like if Barca failed to get him financially, right? If Barca failed to get him financially, the player could decide to wait for Barcelona. Why are we taking the chance? Why aren't we just going and saying, well, Chiesa is available, let's go for Chiesa? Why? Why aren't we giving a shot on Chiesa? Why aren't we giving a shot on, Bakayoko? Why aren't we giving a shot on Nonto? Why aren't we trying to sign Somerville? Because all those are wingers that could give you the same quality, which is we want a backup for Bukayo Saka. They can actually do that. All of them can actually do that. So for me, this window is failing because of our laziness, really. We've been pretty much lazy. So Wolves have told Arsenal that they'll have to pay £50 million for Pedro Neto. And Arsenal look at Pedro Neto as the next option after Nico Williams. So, I'm telling you this. Arsenal are not going to pay 50 million for Nico Williams. That is not going to happen. For Pedro Neto. Arsenal are also not going to get Nico Williams. That is not going to happen. So, in terms of signing a winger, Arsenal have lined up in lines, in queues, right, where we have no chance. We have no chance on signing Nico Williams before Bakadu. So there is no chance there for us. Then, as an alternative, we are lining up behind the Pedro Neto deal, which is going to cost 50 million, and we know Arsenal are not going to pay 50 million for an injury-prone player. So what are we doing this summer, really? I don't know. What are we really doing? Like, in midfield, which is our priority, apparently, we don't have a definite target right now because Merino is going to Atletico Madrid. So we don't have a definite target. In defense, we are still haggling over a few millions with Bologna. In goalkeeping, we don't even know who is coming in goal because apparently the last time we were like 100 times below what the valuation of Dan Bentley was. I just can't wrap my head around what we are actually doing this summer. I really, really can't.